Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we will be discussing episode 15 of the Tangled series, which is called The Ways of Willow. Now the episode starts off with this woman getting something from a store owner, and she warns he warns her about be careful. Remember, do not take the rattle away. And this is your warning. And she says, yeah. Warnings really got it. Warnings, don't take the rattle away. I got it. And he was like, what do you need it for anyway? And then she says, because it's for someone very, very special. It's a present. Well, um, fast forward to that. It's the Queen's birthday, and also, there is a meteor shower. Well, they call it the solstice, and it's her first birthday with Rapunzel being back because she feels like she lost so many years not spending any time with her daughter. So this is a really special occasion for her. So Rapunzel gives her mother a telescope, and she says we could watch it with the meteor shower tonight. And then all of a sudden, the girl that she saw from the beginning of the series, she pops in, and it turns out that it is her Rapunzel's auntie Willa. Now Willa is an explorer. She is an explorer. She has been to Bai. She has been all over the world. And she is an explorer. She is an artist. And she basically favors Rapunzel. So I get how Rapunzel had this free spirit. And I now know why she doesn't wear shoes. Because the auntie doesn't wear shoes. And to me, she favored the auntie more than she favored the mother. And they have this one saying why they don't wear shoes, which is, why would you want to wear shoes when you can feel the earth and know where you are in the world? So, she is excited to see her sister Ariana, and she gives her this present, which is a little gerbil with a cute little rattle. And she told the queen the same thing that the store clerk said. Do not take the rattle away. He must have the rattle with him at all times. So, again, they go on a tour. Oh, and also Ariana gives her servants the day off. He tells forgive me. She tells the servant that you can all have the day off because it's the queen's birthday and we all should be celebrating. The queen didn't ask her to do that, but anyway, she does it anyway. So, meanwhile, Lance and Eugene are going on a trip. A camping trip. And I forgot to tell you this one thing. Lance buys the queen a gift. It is a camping. It is a tent. It is the tent for a camp out. It is the tent for a camp out. And he asks if he could borrow the tent so Eugene and him can go camping. But the queen doesn't get an answer. The queen doesn't give him an answer because Eugene takes Lance and said, "Let's have a little talk." And he tells him that he needs to have appropriate behavior in front of the queen and the king. So, now that I cleared the beginning of it, you guys, let's get back to what I was saying before. So, Ariana goes, no. Her sister Willa and Rapunzel go, in Rapunzel's room, to talk, to see Rapunzel's sketches, and, do whatever, because she hasn't seen her auntie in a long while. Especially, I don't even think her auntie met her. No, her auntie hadn't met her. And, and, and it's, and it's, and it's their first time meeting. So she's very excited to meet Rapunzel, and they share why they don't wear shoes, and they share how they're creative and wild spirited. And I just think it's such a beautiful moment. But I do feel bad for the queen because she can see that Rapunzel has more in common with her auntie than she does with her. Okay, so they go on the trip together, and you guess who show up? The sister Willow showed up on the camping trip with them. With the little gerbil, and it's just so funny because the way she was talking to the little gerbil thing, it's like she was more in love with it than the sister was. The sister didn't really like it, and she doesn't really like her sister as much because the sister always kind of shows her up, and she doesn't like it. Like, when they were out walking, she stopped at the Snuggly Duckling and she told all the stories of her and her sister getting into trouble. And she told the story of 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 them gliding together for the first time, and how when Ariana went gliding, the queen, she got stuck in a bush, and they all just started laughing. And they kept saying when the sister glided, she was like perfection, but she also brought up like how my sister used to always just do stuff because I used to dare her, and she was so willing to please me that I used to just dare her to do stuff, which I felt so bad because that must be so embarrassing to tell those stories. It, it must have been really embarrassing for her subjects to hear that she used to do everything her sister said without even thinking about it. So what happened was, after they leave the Snuggly Duckling, the queen actually says, "Whoa, your stories are really funny." But another accident for Ariana because she's never lived in Corona and she basically has no responsibility. So after she said that in front of the Snuggly Duckling, in front of all the people, everyone just goes a little quiet. And so they leave the Snuggly Duckling to find the path, and they finally find one, but Ariana just the sister Willa just keeps saying, oh, if you want Rapunzel to see the lights, you should be going this way. And then that's when Ariana snaps and says, you know what? How about you tell us which way to go? Oh, and by the way, I don't respect you embarrassing me in front of my subject. And they get into it, and she says how you always have it easy because you travel, and you always have it easy, and and they start getting into it. Meanwhile, Rapunzel finally finds a spot because they kept looking for like 15 or 12 hours because they stopped at the pub to tell the story. So they kept looking and they finally found a spot. Well, actually, Rapunzel found the spot. And she goes up to tell them, but they're so busy arguing, they're not paying attention. So when Rapunzel finally tells them that the shower is starting, um, because 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 Queen because the Queen Ariana got mad, um, that's when she finally said, "I need a break." So she takes a break in the corner, and then since the cute little gerbils on her shoulder, she takes the rattles away and she throws it on this tree branch. So the gerbil gets mad and walks off, but all of a sudden he gets angry. And when he's angry, he multiplies. So they're all multiplying into evil gerbils because you don't have the rattle. But the queen doesn't know that. So when she goes back, when she, when she, okay. Okay. I backtracked this. Let me go back. When the queen goes off in a huff, the gerbil is still with her, right? And then she looks at the little gerbil. Mm, 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 mm. She looks at the little gerbil and she says, "You're right, little guy. This can still be a special night." So what she does is she heads down to the edge of the mountain where they are, and Willow puts her arm around Rapunzel, and Rapunzel touches her shoulder. So it's like they're watching the meteor shower, and the queen is missing it, but Willow and Rapunzel watch it, so I guess it's cool. And she did say that she needed a minute. Rapunzel did want to go check on her, but Willow said, "Give her a minute. She'll be okay." So while the minute is happening, they watch the meteor shower instead of the queen watching the meteor shower. And this makes her outraged, and then she takes the rattle away from the gerbil, and then that's when the gerbil starts getting angry and multiplied, and Rapunzel finds the gerbil angry and multiplied in the corner, and she tries to warn them that the gerbil is multiplying, but it's too late, so the gerbil goes all the way from down there to Eugene and Lance and the king, because they brought the king with them because he said he was lonely, and it was a wonderful guide trip, and it was a wonderful guide trip for them. Even though the king didn't say so, but I'm pretty sure he enjoyed himself. So, anyway, while they attack Lantern the King and Eugene, Rapunzel says to the Queen and her sister, once they stop arguing, I know why you shouldn't take the rattle away, because she gets angry. To me, when I saw this episode, I thought it was cute and unique how the auntie was more like Rapunzel and how the gerbil is like a gremlin if you feed him past midnight. So, anyway, at the end of the episode, they end up building this glider thing. And so, with the telescope and the little ball that they have, they put the ball into the telescope and then they fly off. Ariana and her sister fly off to find the original gerbil, and they ring the telescope, and the gerbil finds the ball, and he multiplies right back to his original self, and Ariana and her sister Willow finally make peace, and Rapunzel apologizes for spending time with her auntie, or like not spending more time with her mother for her birthday, and missing the shout and missing the meteor shower, and Rapunzel tells her that who knows, maybe Auntie Willow will change. And the Queen says, oh, I know she will. But Rapunzel also tells her, but it was nice knowing Daring Ariana. Oh, and by the way, Daring Ariana used to be her nickname when she was a little girl. And also, Willow forgets to get the gerbil, and so when the Queen and Rapunzel hug, they hear this rattle. And then they look, and it's the little gerbil, and they both say, Willow, because she took off on a horse, but she forgot the gerbil. So they both scream, Willow, and then that's how the episode ends.